The hell? What the hell? We are live on Twitch. And we are live on Thinger. What the hell? It's not working from my YouTube, man. It's working. It worked. Yes. Okay, this is good. Can we minimize this thing? Now, can we test the chat? Yo, test. It worked. Oh my god, that is freaking cool. Let's go. Let's freaking go, dude. I'm a pro. I'm a freaking pro. So happy it's working. Alright, cool. We got all this shit working. Let's go. Now, where did I leave off last? Alright. I think I need to fix this a little. Make it bigger. Cool. Okay, yeah. Sweet. Okay. We're good there. We're good here. Alright. We are good to go. Freaking. We're live, right? Wait, we're live, right? Alright, cool. Done. I think we're live. Test. Test. Alright, we're live there. Test. Test. Cool, we're live test. There as well. Alright, we're live there. Alright, sweet. So basically, I am working on prediction markets. Now, just for those who didn't watch the last stream, I built this app for ore supply, and it's basically an auto miner, and it's done over 2,700 Solana in trading volume so far. And of that trading volume, I actually make a small little cut. So yeah, I've made about 6.82 Solana, which if we were to go Solana to USD, paste that in there, about $800. But hey, I'm Aussie, man. I use that Australian dollar. So it's about $1,200 Australian dollars. I was just telling everyone how currently I am actually at a loss right now because Replit charged me so much in fees. Like, look at this shit. Look at this shit, dude. Look at this. Every single day I'm getting charged out the wazoo. Look, $50, $50, $50, boom, 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 boom. Like it got to the point where I'm not even making any money anymore. So yeah, it's better. Thanks, man. Let me turn it up a little bit. Yo, testing. Can you hear me now? Testing. It's probably a bit better. You reckon? Claude Code. The thing is, I'm really shit at developing. So, like, is Claude Code very user-friendly? Like, I feel like it's not very user-friendly, you know? I've been using Replit because it's pretty user-friendly. $200 a month. I mean, I could do that, dude, right now to build this app. Which one? This one? All Miner. Dude, this app cost me like $2,500 to build in Replit fees. So, yeah, I was like, it's pretty high, honestly. So I am actually trying to find another alternative. I've heard VO is good. I don't know if you've heard about VO, but yeah, still trying to suss a good tool. The thing is, like, the thing with Claude is, like, it's got the terminal. And, like, dude, I'll be completely honest with you. I'm not a dev. I know, like, zero dev, like, coding and everything. So I really need the code to be hidden, if that makes sense. And it leads to a lot of problems. Like, Replit, I noticed how when there's a bug or an issue, it's like I'm solely dependent on Replit knowing what to do. Like because I don't know any code, so if something breaks, I need to now depend on Replit or the AI that I'm using. Yeah, VO is pretty good. Claude Code is just so OP, but you can use the Claude Code Max Plan in VS Code, Agent Mode, or even Google's Anti-Gravity, much more user-friendly than Terminal. Okay. Dude, I'm going to have to try this out. I'll probably have to, I'll give this a go on my next build. Thing is, I've already started my next app on Replit. So basically, the concept behind my next app is prediction markets, right? Prediction markets are blowing up right now. And, you know, I think the best way to create apps is to just follow the trend. Like, I think the reason why my All Miner app did really well is because, I don't know if you've heard of Ore Supply, but Ore Supply is this crypto application that's been blowing up. And I just saw how much hype this application was getting. So I built off the back of it, right? And that's exactly what I'm planning to do with prediction markets. So if you look at prediction markets right now, I feel like you have a problem. And that problem is there's just too much shit going on. Like, Kalshi right now has 1,000 different markets that you can bet on. And it's just really confusing. Like, for someone like me who's constantly hearing about prediction markets, this is a bit confronting. There's so much shit going on. Like, where do I even start? So what if you just simplify the whole thing? I think there's an opportunity right now with API, especially to do with like Kalshi, because they just provide everything for free. Like, it's all available here. The documentation's really good, so it's really easy to just plug it into AI and build. And so I've been working on this app called, I haven't really got a name for it yet, but it's basically a Tinder style prediction swipe app where you can basically, here, I'll show you. You can set a wager. Like, you can go a bit lower, like $2, $1. It's meant to be super like casual, almost like you're playing a game. And you just set really low kind of bite-sized bets. And then you can come over to the dashboard and it's just going to show you all the trending bets. And you can just like choose to skip, you can choose to buy, you can choose to skip. And that's the whole concept. And basically the way that I would monetize the app is I take like a small 1% fee, and that's the whole concept. So this is kind of the app that I'm building right now. I think it's got potential. I don't know if you're familiar with the Solana dApp store at all. I don't know if you're familiar with crypto at all, but if you go to like CoinMarketCap, Solana is here, number 7. Solana is the 7th largest crypto by market cap, but it is actually probably number 1 when it comes to users and use case. And they've been really pushing their new device, which is the Solana Seeker. Looks like this. And they're really pushing this hard. So it's actually got a super low competition when it comes to applying to their, I guess, dApp store, which is basically like an Android Play Store, but for crypto applications. So this is like a crypto phone. And, you know, if you look, I actually submitted my ore miner. I turned it into an application and I submitted it into their app. And within the first 24 hours, it got like 50 reviews, got like this was on like 300 and something. It ended up spiking to 475. Like, it's definitely bringing in users to this app. So from what I learned from this, I'm obviously going to try and implement it into the Swipe. So yeah, I definitely think there's potential in launching apps on this kind of dApp store right now, because they've sold about 200,000 of these devices, but there's only about 150 actual working apps on the dApp store. Now, if I had my phone, I'd show you, but basically, yeah, that's kind of the strategy right now. Yeah, this is kind of cool. Actually needs a tailoring algo to give best related suggested markets for users. That would bang. That's a good point. Yeah, I think the algorithm is going to be the trickiest part here. And I'm all for it. I'm actually really excited to figure out how to, I guess, create an algorithm or you know, tailor an algorithm to someone's needs. I was thinking initially on the onboarding of the application. When someone first like connects their wallet here, you could connect through email as well. So, you know, if you're in Web 2 or Web 3, you can kind of pick, like, you got login with email or socials, you got login with wallet. And once you actually log in, I was thinking, this isn't going to be for MVP, because MVP, I just want a product and I just want to get it out there, see if people even like it, right? But in the following updates, what I want to add is an onboarding process where people can then talk about their interests. Like, for example, right here, Kalshi has, super simple, straightforward, is Kalshi has all these different categories right here. So someone could literally be shown like a bunch of little bubbles with all of these categories, and they can just pick, like, yeah, I want health, I want companies, I want mentions, economics, and then it only shows those kinds of markets. And obviously, to make it more user friendly, maybe you change some of these words around, but yeah, that's the whole concept. But yeah, best part about Vibecoding is the freedom of creativity. You can just think up an interesting approach method and let the agent just code it. Yeah, 100%. I agree, man. Do you know any? Are you much of a coder? Are you a dev? Do you know much coding? Have much coding experience? Or because I have no coding experience, so you know, Vibecoding is kind of the only way that I can actually get shit done. But yeah, I'm thinking I'm just going to lock in. If you guys want to say anything in the chat, let me know. I'll try and keep an eye on it. But I'm just going to play some music and lock in and try and get this app going, man. 5-year front-end dev. Nice, man. That's cool. I've always been confused with front-end development, because does that mean you don't really know how to do like back-end development? Or because front-end is just UI, right? So you know how to do like landing pages and stuff. I guess that would be pretty useful when you're vibe coding, because you can just handle the UI side and then the vibe coding comes in and does the software. I'm assuming that's how you're operating. Play some music, man. Is that coming from? I need to set this up. Is that coming from? I need to set this up. Can you guys hear the music? Can you guys hear the music? Front end is UI and UX. Designer makes it look nice, and a dev connects those designs to actions, dynamic features. Can you guys hear the music? Front end is UI and UX. Makes sense. Designer makes it look nice, and a dev connects those designs to actions, dynamic features. Can you guys hear the music? Front end is UI and UX. Makes sense. Designer makes it look nice, and a dev. Okay, I think you guys can hear the music. Is everything a good level? Like, do I need to change anything? Or I'm just gonna lock in and start building this app. Man, Drake, he was in my Spotify Wrapped again, man. I can't get Drake off of my freaking Spotify Wrapped. Every single year, he's always number one. It's so annoying. Like, I don't know if it's like, you know, ever since he lost the rap battle with Kendrick, I don't even know if it's like cool to listen to him anymore, but he's still number one for me. It's like, fuck, I can't get him out. Bridgemind AI. There's like 1,700 of us now all Vibecoding. Yo, that's cool. Where can I join? Is it like a Twitter, Discord? Where is it? Everybody know. Bridgemind AI. Alright, bet. On Discord. Oh, dope. Oh, cool. He's live streaming as well. Sick. Yeah, I don't see his... Oh, there it is. Cool. All right. Thanks, man. It's a bit of a vibe when you're always coding with other people, you know? So maybe I have to check it out every once in a while. Yeah, dope. All right. So if I remember correctly, these don't work. Honestly, my goal today is just to make the app functional. Like, if I can get to a level where like just the MVP, like anyone can kind of come in and start using the app, I'm happy, man. I'm not trying to add too many features, but yeah. My background. I've got this is like the default background for like Mac. It like moves around and shit. It's pretty cool. You got Mac or you want Windows? Oh, what I do in my background. I'm an entrepreneur. So over the last like couple of years, I've literally just been building shit. Like I started off, dude, I remember ages ago, I was like 14 years old and my brother, he's like really big into business. He owns a marketing agency. And so, you know, I feel like I've always been kind of influenced by him and followed in his footsteps a little bit. When I was 15, he told me to buy Bitcoin. And at the time I was polishing cutlery. I was making like $10 an hour and I had like $1,000 saved up and he was like, buy Bitcoin. And I just trusted him. I bought Bitcoin and it went, I'm sure as you know, it's gone up quite a bit. And, you know, that single moment had a very big impact on my life because it changed the trajectory of my career. And ever since then, I've just been focused on crypto and building shit on crypto. And yeah, I've somehow managed to make a living for myself just building shit. So I did a bit of marketing for some projects. I've done a bit of advisory, and you know, it got to a point where I was kind of like, I don't really want to work for other people anymore. Like I want to like focus on my own shit more. And this change has kind of happened more recently in the last couple of months. And I'm kind of, you know, AI and Vibecoding has been popping off lately. So I kind of just want to focus on this now. And, you know, I feel like this is a very invaluable skill set, right? Because you are learning from start to finish how to build the app, how to market the app, how to bring users. Like you do everything yourself. And that skill set is invaluable because it's the whole teach a man how to fish. I don't want to say super generic shit, but like, yeah, hey, teach a man how to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. It really is like that, you know? So I've seen from experience my skills from crypto and marketing and how that's fed me over the last couple of years. So, you know, I'm making a bet that this will be very big in the coming years. And if I can find a opportunity and bring some monthly recurring revenue, then hey, I'll be a happy man. What about you? Have you built any apps recently that are popping off? What are you working on? Will Erica Kirk be the nominee for the vice presidency of the Republican Party? The thing is, like, I got it to use the most volume that's being generated, and it's just showing a bunch of politics. Because I guess politics gets the most volume, and, you know, if you're not big on politics, you're not really going to want to do this shit, so... see if this works. Great. This is working now. If I was to add $5, is that gonna work? Okay. It utilizes the balance that is already available. Back the fuck up, back the fuck up. Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. So I taught myself coding during COVID. I wanted to make money online, went into web design since it was super easy to pick up for me, then kind of just rolled with it. Nice, man. Do you do like freelance sort of work, or is it more like for a company? Like what's the go there? Also, welcome to my stream, man. Like this is my first ever stream. So I wasn't expecting to have anyone in the chat. So I really appreciate you being in the chat and talking to me, because it is motivating me to want to stream more. So yeah, thanks for being in the chat, man. Appreciate you. Okay, yeah, that's fucking way more code than I thought. Holy fuck. Oh shit. Oh, it doesn't work. Okay, fuck. Yeah, I gotta try Vibecoding and stuff. I didn't see. Have you heard of Conductor, actually? This is a cool one. I haven't used it yet. I haven't even installed it yet, but it basically lets you run like different kind of AI agents. Can't even fucking speak right now. Simultaneously. Dude, I know how to say this word, okay? I don't know why I'm fucking it up right now. Simultaneously. But yeah, it lets you run like multiple agents simultaneously. So like, for example, this is taking ages, right? You could do something else regarding the UI, or you could work on something else regarding thing. I actually highly recommend checking out Conductor, man. It uses Claude Code as well. It's basically like a wrapper in front of it. All good, my dude. I'm currently coding right now. It's nice to have guys like you on while I'm doing it. Yeah, fuck yeah, bro. Let's code together. Let's build the next $1 billion app, man. Damn, you run an agency and you work full time? Dude, you got me thinking I'm not doing enough, man. Jesus. What's your agency code? Can I look it up? Man, Helios charged me like $500 for this freaking server request that I need for the crypto app, and it's just annoying as, because like I just don't need it anymore. I was meant to downgrade to the $50 plan, but I don't know if it worked, because it they just charged $500 for my account again. I was like, fuck, man. I'm already losing money on my app. How much money you want me to lose, dude? Alright. Let's lock in. What's Solana jobs looking like these days? Alright, cool. So the thing with prediction markets as well is all the APIs are like literally live and available. Massive web team. Massive web team. Alright, let me suss this shit out. I mean, can I look it up? Is it going to be visible if I go online? Massive web team's pretty Is it one of these ones? Web design. Massive web design. It's this one, isn't it? It's got to be this one. Yo, this is cool. Damn, it's kind of satisfying, man. Whoa, makes you a little dizzy though. Can I like move this like myself? No. Am I on the right side? Is this it? Man, I never understood SEO. I feel like recently though, SEO specifically focused on AI, because you know nowadays everyone just looks shit up on ChatGPT. It's like, oh, what's the best sunscreen? What's the best hair products, etc. So search SEO to not target the Google search, but to actually target the AI agents. No, it's cool, man. Good shit. Keep it up. Bro, what's wrong? Was my app getting broken again? Let's see what happened. Man, Kodak Black, man. Fucking hits. Web team is one word. Oh wait, so I was on the wrong side? Was I on the right side or no? Bro, I looked it up. Is this it? Ah, here it is. Are you based in UK? That's cool. I'm based in Australia. Damn, it must be late for you over there, man. Jeez. Oh, this is clean. This is way better than the other side. Oh, that's funny. Not dope. So how do you market this? Like, how are people hearing about your agency? Like, is it just paid ads or what? Yo, dude, this is fucking clean. Damn. I rate this. Did you vibe code this or? Nah, of course you didn't. You're a front end dev, man. You don't need to vibe code this shit. Dope, bro. Good shit. Keep it up, man. Yeah, I'll give you a follow. It's the wrong account, but I give you a follow. This is like a clothing brand that I launched when I was like 18 years old. But yeah, you get a follow. I'm not connected to my actual account on my computer. %, AI, okay. So you're basically using AI as like more of an assistant than building the whole thing. For me, it's the other way around. It's like 90% AI, maybe even 95. So user joins, see this, close. Okay, that's working. Add $1. Did that work? I don't know if it did. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Okay. Well, is this yo, for all the new people that joined, welcome. I'm starting a new challenge to hit 100k Vibecoding. I've already gotten a little bit of the way there. I cheated. I did a little bit behind the scenes, but it's actually what motivated me to do this live stream. So for those who just popped in and don't know, I built allminer.io, and if we log in to my dev account, you can, oh, that's not the right account. But basically allminer is an automatic miner for a recent application called or.supply, and it's done really well. It's popped off to the point where it's in the first month it generated about 1,300 Australian dollars, which is around $800 US. So yeah, it kind of motivated me to want to kickstart this I guess live stream or journey, whatever you want to call it. So now I'm building my second app, which is prediction markets. I don't know if you've heard, but prediction markets has been popping off lately. Everyone and their dog is talking about it. But a big problem that you face with prediction markets is, if you want to get involved, is it's super confusing. There's so many markets everywhere. It's really hard to get started. So I want to create a super simple, bite-sized, casual, gamified version where it's basically like got the Tinder UI, and you can just swipe left or right on the markets, and it'll feed you markets based on, I don't know, I guess the MVP is going to be based on just like trending markets, but eventually I want to update it to have an algorithm that kind of understands your interests and starts showing you markets based on your interests. So yeah, welcome to the stream. And if you haven't, subscribe, man. Like, honestly, it doesn't hurt. It makes me feel good. And if I feel good, then the stream is going to be better, which is going to make you feel good. So yeah, subscribe, motherfuckers. Your marketing with the cold outreach is tough, man. I feel like sometimes you got to be doing like hundreds of cold outreaches before you even get a response, and response doesn't mean they're interested. What have you got, like a ratio? Like, what's your like success rate? Like, you do 100 DMs, for example, are you getting like one response back, or is it different? Is it more like warmer leads? You kind of know that business owner already. You do 10 and you get one back. Like, what's your ratio? Okay. So these buttons are working now, but they're not actually... It's all just mock data. Man, I've actually got the flu right now, so I'm a little bit sick. So I'm meant to be taking one of these with my food, but I'm too sick to want to eat anything. So I'm just eating a muesli bar. Hopefully that'll be good enough. But hey, that's how you know we're hustling, because even when you're sick, you're working. That's when you know. Yeah. I used to work in a sales role a while back, so got super used to selling over the phone. But this is more warming them than letting the product talk. Yo, 4 clients. That's crazy. That's pretty solid, man. Nice. Would you say you're making more money from your agency work or your full-time job at the moment? I suck at sales, man. I'm really shit at sales. I've never been a really good talker. I've always been more of like a builder, like honest, authentic, and I feel like that's how I kind of get people to like me. I've never been like the salesy kind of guy. Because I feel like if you're honest, man, like, and people see it, like, they can't be mad at you, man. You're just being honest. Yo, what up, new motherfuckers in the chat? What's good, man? What's good? I'm currently working on a prediction swipe tool. So, prediction market's been popping off lately, been going crazy. But what is kind of a problem is the fact that there's so many markets to choose from. Like, dude, is this not confusing you? So what I'm trying to do is create a bite-sized, casual gaming kind of experience where you can basically just swipe like Tinder. I'm sure you guys have all used Tinder. You're all single, right? You're not in relationships. You sweet little boys like me. You've all used Tinder, and we all know how that works, right? So prediction markets, you've got yes or no for options. Like, for example, is Atlanta versus Charlotte going to win? Yes or no? So basically implementing that into a Tinder style yes or no. And it's literally that simple. You can go down to skip. That's the whole concept. And for those who don't know, this is my second app that I'm building right now. The first app that I built was All Miner. And it actually did really well to the point where it motivated me to want to start building this. So, yeah. Welcome to the stream, all you newcomers. Let's start building. Agent has a question for you. Use users and platforms directly. Agent has a question for you. Which would you prefer? Use existing platforms directly, Bet, Drift, Trade, or PureBet.io, simplest options. Increase the app, more complex, but keeps everything in one place. Keep the app as similar. What? Bro, the hell? Cowshe API. Well, for all of this. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. You building anything right now? What are you building? At the moment, I'm using Replit. Replit's kind of my go-to, but like I was telling DSAD earlier, Drew, I have like zero coding experience. So Replit is like super easy. It's kind of like Lovable, where you can just kind of hop on and figure it out, right? But yeah, I'm hearing good things about Claude Code. Might need to give it a go. Also VO, I'm hearing some good things. So it's kind of annoying because once you start a project on the application, on the AI vibe coding tool, it's kind of hard to swap and try something, like do something different, you know, especially if you don't have any code. So yeah, I'm going to finish this application. I'm going to post it, publish it, see if it does well. And hopefully the next build will be on another tool that I can try. Trying to build a marketer who works for small businesses. Cool, man. Sounds interesting. What model is your Replit agent using? I'm pretty sure it uses Claude. They had an option earlier this month where you could toggle between Claude, and they actually removed it, and they said that it automatically toggles Claude now for higher or more difficult problems. I was like, motherfucker, just let me use Claude. It was a little bit more expensive though. I've heard a lot about Google's anti-gravity tool. Is that the one where you can use Gemini in it and stuff? That's that one, right? Yo, what up to all the new viewers? Thank you for joining the stream. For those who don't know, I'm currently building a prediction markets app where you can just like think of it like Tinder. I know you know what Tinder is, you sweaty little boys, but basically you can swipe left or right, down, and it just kind of feeds you interesting prediction markets. And you know, you can set the wager, how much you want to wager, $1, $2, up to, you know, $100. And it's just going to feed you bite-sized prediction markets, which is kind of casual, fun, make a little bit of money, nothing crazy. I feel like it could be cool because I feel like it's an app that I would want to use. And you know what they always say, make apps that you would use for yourself. And so, yeah, that's what I'm doing. Welcome to the stream. Anti-gravity is super user-friendly. Yes, you can use Claude and Opus also. The thing with Claude is like you got to open it through your terminal, right? Like I feel like that already makes it like less vibe codey because you have to kind of be a dev. Like only devs really know what a terminal is, for example. You know what I mean? So I feel like Claude code is like less vibe codey. Like I literally have zero coding experience. So I'm looking for more of like a Claude wrapper, I guess. Like, is there an app that uses Claude code that doesn't need to be opened through a terminal? You know, like, can I open it through something else? Like, I know I think VO does that. But yeah, I need to look into it. After this build, I'm definitely going to try something else. Because, man, Replit is killing me with these hallucinations sometimes, man. You should be able to make trades with the Solana Cauchy API, I'm pretty sure. Yo, Billy, what up? So basically what I'm building is prediction markets popping off right now. There's, thousands of markets that you can choose from. So what I've decided to build is, imagine a super simple, bite-sized, casual, introductory gateway into prediction markets, where through the form of a Tinder style app. Basically what happens is you can just skip, you can swipe left or right to bet yes or no, and you can set your wager like $5, $1, $2, and yeah, that's basically what I'm building right now. Welcome to the chat, man. Welcome to the stream. Let me know if you got any other questions, and I'll be here to help. This is the shit song, man. Don't be judging my music taste right now. I don't even know why I say that song. This is a banger. Where's everyone based, by the way? Like, where are you guys watching me? Because, I'm based here in Australia. I think Drew was based in London or UK. Like, dude, it would have been like nighttime over there. It's like literally bright as day outside right now. The current app, people are trading. So I'm not sure if you're familiar with Cauchy or Polymarket, but there's basically, how it works is, this is at least how I think it works, but what you do is you go to a market and you can, this one is Avatar, Fire and Ash, Rotten Tomatoes score. Above 65, you can bet yes or no, right? And that's kind of it. That's as simple as it goes. And so what happens is, I'm pretty sure these shares, you can buy it for 93 cents and it can max at $1. And $1 is basically when the results are finalized. So yeah, that's basically how it works. And so what I've done is I've literally taken this concept and put it into a Tinder swipe app. It's broken right now, it's not really loading, but you're able to swipe no or yes based on the same thing here. And what you can do is you can check here and you can see your positions, and yeah, you can just kind of get a little introduction into prediction markets that way. I think it's a cool app. Let me know what you think, Jacob. The thing right now is, like, I tried to make it so that it would pick markets with the highest amount of volume, but kind of running into a problem right now where the highest amount of volume in these markets all seem to be politics related. So, like, I'm not a big fan of politics, so like I'm trying to find more interesting shit about like SpaceX landing on Mars, you know what I mean? So yeah, I need to kind of fix that shit a little bit. Get rid of this tab. What else can I play? If you haven't, subscribed, then feel free to subscribe. I'm gonna try and live stream like pretty much every day. I'm literally, all I do is I build apps all day. So I just thought, why not live stream it? Why not just share it with everyone else? Because it motivates one other person to want to build their own app, then I've won. It's a success. So yeah, welcome to the stream if you're new. And yeah, show some support, show some love, subscribe if you haven't yet, and let's build the next $1 billion app together, man. Let's do it. Do I have an AI agent that generates the market guesses? No, I don't have that. Kalshi right now provides a free API, and it basically gives you all the data that you need. So it's super easy. It's really well documented, like you can see here. It's super well documented. Like you got the API keys, API reference. Everything is like so well laid out here that you can literally just copy this link, put it into your AI agent, and build on top of it. It's that easy. Yo, you guys like my music, by the way? Like, anyone want to compliment my music taste? Please. Yo, welcome to the live stream, all the newcomers. Cheers, Drew. Let me know if you guys want to hear something specific. I feel like it's always good to work with music, you know? It's like kind of vibey, especially like my brain, it like doesn't really listen to the lyrics. It always listens to like the beats in the background and stuff. So yeah, it's nice. It makes work a bit more enjoyable, you know? Dude, if you guys saw my setup right now, you'd laugh so hard. I'm literally filming from my phone right now. I don't have a second camera, but if I could show you right now, it's literally like my phone, and there's like my table is really messy, so I pushed everything behind my phone. I've got my laptop over here, and I've got my PC over here. Dude, Replic's taking ages to go through this. Make swipe actions, place real orders. Yo, also, I really want to try this new app. It's called Conductor. If anyone's used it, let me know. But it's basically a Claude code wrapper, if I'm not mistaken. And the way that it works is it actually lets you... Here, let me see if I can show you. See, I'm already like stuck now. I'm like, oh shit, what's going on? So yeah, like I literally have such little dev experience that I'm paused here. Cursor. I have tried Cursor. It was a bit too heavy for me. Man, I have to set this up later. Does the API handle user accounts and electronic payments? The API, well, that's actually what I'm trying to figure out right now, is if the API provides that. I will say though, because this is a crypto app, and I guess I kind of am a builder within the crypto space. Everyone's always like, crypto, but I feel like crypto is a really good space because so many people frown upon it. I think it's actually not diluted that much, so you can there's a lot of opportunity to build. And one thing that I have found with crypto is if you build something that is fresh and new and different, people will support you and back you. And that's like the one really good thing about crypto that I've found. And it basically, I'm using this thing. You can, if you're looking at the screen right now, it's called Privy.io. Here you see right here, Privy, and it lets you have up to 150 users for free before they charge you. And this is a super secure login, I guess, plugin. And it's basically like sets up your entire backend with the wallets. It sets up like people can log in with emails and their socials. Really good tool. I recommend it. And yeah, the first 150 users are free. So it's pretty nice of them, And from what I'm seeing here, I think the API does accept USDC. Okay, so it is USDC based. The quote fetching flow is connected. All right, so I'm gonna have to change my app around a little bit now, because if you can see when I connect, is this the right wallet? Yeah. Dude, Fred again is a banger. So yeah, you can see right now it's denominating in Sol. So I'm actually going to now have to create a function where when users, if bets are denominated in USDC, let's make it that when users send Sol/USDC to our wallet, it automatically converts to USDC. The thing is, if that's the case, then there needs to be a little bit of Solana used for transaction fees. Let's make it that maybe it's when users make a bet, it automatically converts to Solana. I'm trying to think if that's the best way to do it. I think it might be, because that way the Solana that they're using can still be used. If I took a week and dedicated to learning CLI, my life would change. You reckon? The more fundamentals you understand, the more effective you'll be when Vibecoding. That is very true. Well, what I have noticed is one thing I have noticed is, thanks. You checked the clothing account. Thanks, bro. I actually made that account when I was like 18. So that was like the first ever business I started. For new viewers that don't know what I'm talking about, basically, I looked at Drew's Instagram account and I followed him. And this computer isn't connected to my personal account. It's connected to this really old clothing brand that I started when I was like 18 years old. So that's what Drew was talking about for anyone that doesn't know and was curious. But yeah, one thing I have noticed is like as I have started vibe coding, I'm like reading on the side. I'm reading the chat and seeing like what's kind of happening. And, you know, you're coming from a guy that didn't even know what an API was like a couple weeks ago. Like, I feel like I've come a long way. And if you kind of like reverse engineer what's being vibe coded and look at it as it's going, I feel like that's a really good way to learn. And I feel like I have been learning a lot actually. So yeah. So bets are denominated in USDC. So I'm facing a problem right now because if the app is built on Solana chain, and basically Replit is telling me that the API works to make bets and trades for you, but it has to be in USDC. The problem with this now is there needs to be Solana to pay for the gas fee, but it needs to be USDC to make the bet in the first place. So I'm thinking the best way to do this is maybe it stays as Solana in your wallet, but then when you go to pay or make a bet, it then converts into USDC. I'm going to try that method, and then if it doesn't work, then I might need to rethink. But when in doubt, always just copy this and put it into ChatGPT and get a second opinion. Running into an issue. The issue is that the API needs USDC to denominate the bets. However, to pay for the gas fees, you need Solana. What do you think is the best approach moving forward? My idea was to keep user funds in Solana, but convert to USDC when this is such a good song. You reckon? You reckon I shouldn't use GPT? I feel like it gives a good idea. What do you recommend I use? Should I use Gemini? Alright, you know what? I will try Gemini. Alright, fine. You got me, Drew. You got me. You got me, man. How do I get there again? It's like Google. I'm sure if I search up Gemini, it'll come out, right? The thing with the thing with ChatGPT is it's learnt so much about me already that it's really easy to tell it something and it instantly knows how to fix it. You know what I mean? So that's the one thing about ChatGPT that I like, that's made it really hard to not change. Is this the right one? Am I on the right one right now, Drew? Gemini AI Studio. That's the other thing, man. I've spent like so much money on Replit. I'm like, maybe I just switch to Gemini because it's free right now, right? Like, it's pretty crazy. Is this the right one? 3 Pro Preview. But now this is gonna build it, right? I don't actually want to build something right now. I want to talk, chat with models. 3 Pro. Okay. All right. I figured it out. I'm not a boomer. I swear. Alright, my Solana Cauchy swipe app is currently using Solana deposits. Let me send it some screenshots so it knows a bit more context. My idea was to keep user funds in Sol but convert to USDC when users decide to place a bet. So my Solana Cauchy Tinder style swipe app deposits. Alright, let's see what it says. Anti-gravity +2 Google AI Pro accounts equals Claude. No way, really? So you're telling me if I have a Google AI Pro account, I get Claude Opus 4.5 unlimited? Dude, that's so good. 1 million context window. Damn, bro. You guys putting me on right now. Fuck. I feel like that alone is going to upgrade my shit like so much. But why do you need 2 accounts though? Like, what's the second account for? Don't you only need 1? MD style code block. Okay. You know what? I will. Is MD style the one where it's like a little black box that you can just like copy paste? Is that what it is? Alright. So this is a classic UX. I actually need to put the volume down for my music right now. I need to lock in. Let me play something more like less lyric-y. It's throwing me off right now. Let's go chill hop. Alright. So this is a classic UX versus technical architecture problem in DeFi. While your idea keeping funds in Solid and swapping to USDC just in time is the most user-friendly in theory because it lets users keep their exposure to Sol price action, it is likely the wrong approach for a high-frequency swipe app with low wager amounts. Here's why your approach might fail. The problem with swap on swipe. If a user swipes right to bet $1 and you try to swap Sol to USDC in that same transaction, fees eat the wager. You have to pay the Solana network fee plus the decentralized exchange swap fee, usually 0.3%, plus potentially the aggregator fee as well. Slippage and failures, latency. A Tinder style app relies on speed. The recommended solution, auto swap on deposit. Instead of swapping when they bet, swap when they deposit. Since the Pond API requires USDC and your user wants to bet in dollar amounts, your app should natively hold USDC. The deposit. When the user clicks deposit as seen in your screenshot and sends Sol to their embedded wallet, triggers a background check, keep a gas tank reserve to pay for future transaction fees, immediately swap this remaining Sol to USDC. The UI, the other thing is like, if the app is big enough, you can start doing gas sponsorships. And you don't even need to worry about this shit. But I don't want to do that if the app's not doing well, you know? Yo, I heard about that. The thing is, I still have access to my student account in uni, so I should be able to just claim it, right? I need to look into that. I'm actually going to write a note. I don't know if you can see this little whiteboard. This is where I write all my little notes that I need to remember. Man, I was thinking the other day, like I'm spending so much money on Replit tokens. Like I gotta swap. So I think the answer is literally just Google's Gemini, man. Okay, cool. Create. What'd you say? Create an MD style prompt for me to send Replit. Alright, let's see how this goes. Did I do it right? No, ask it to write an MD style code block to prompt Replit with. Thing with Opus is like you need to watch it. You need to be in the terminal to use Claude. And man, I'm not very familiar with that shit, honestly. As soon as it starts getting devy like that, like I'm out, man. I'm literally like vibe coding. Like I'm here for the vibes, man. Terminal ain't my vibe. So I need to find like a rapper, like, yeah, I Drew. Actually, genuinely, I appreciate you, man. I think you might have fucking fixed a lot of inconsistencies and inefficiencies for me. Appreciate you, Drew. If you can't talk developer, then translate using AI for the AI. That's so true, hey. That's basically what I've been doing, but I was using ChatGPT. Dude, ChatGPT was fucking shit, man. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, you have to decipher like all this different shit. It's fucking annoying. Hey, man, if you want another tip, man, hit me up. Alright, we'll do, Drew. I'll hit you up if I got any questions or problems. Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. Man, the vibe coding community, man. It's such a vibe. Should probably actually read that. It's not this one. Here. Okay. User deposits SOL into the Privy embedded wallet. The app currently displays a SOL balance. The problem: betting app API pond requires USDC to place bets. However, we still need SOL to pay for gas using every swipe. The goal: I want to implement an auto swap strategy. When a user deposits SOL, we keep a small gas tank and swap the rest immediately into USDC. Please help the... I guess the only other issue here would be it's showing a tech stack, but like I've already started building the app, but I'm sure Replit can figure it out. Please help me implement the following changes. Create a swap utility that uses the Jupyter aggregator. Amount of solid to swap users public key. A serialized transaction ready to be signed by the preview wallet. Should fetch a quote for Sol USDC to get the swap instructions. Implement gas tank logic in the code where we handle deposits or a new convert funds button hook. Implement the following math. Check current Sol balance. Define min gas. Dude, this is so good. This is so good, man. Drew, I think you've actually unlocked potential within me, man. Like, seriously. Currently, the profile component, see screenshot to context, display the Sol balance, fetch Sol balance and USDC balance. Create a total portfolio value variable plus Sol balance times current Sol price. Display this total value as the main balance number so the user sees one unified dollar amount. Add a small badge or subtext showing the breakdown. Update the betting flow. Ensure the betting function now checks the USDC balance. So the Sol balance to authorize the wager. The transaction sending flows. Dude, this is great. Vibecoding, man. Yo, what up, crazy gamer? How we doing, man? But you're using Replit, then use Plan from Gemini and Artica. You also use primers and chats. You are going to be my coding assistant for Replit. You are tasked with aiding in creating effective prompts for a Replit agent to build an app. Yeah, true. Good point, good point. Giving it more context. Makes sense. Bro building, crypto app, sick man sick. Yeah, this is actually the second app that I'm building. Crypto gamer. I built my last app was I actually built oreminer.io, which is, I don't know if you've heard about Ore Supply, but it's basically an app on Solana that's been popping off. And so I built this tool, and this was my first time ever trying to build anything. It was like crazy how much shit I learned building this, because like before I even built this tool, I didn't even know it was possible, man. Building an application this in depth, like it's got so many functions. If you look into it, I'll show you. Like, you got leaderboard, you got mining, you've got all these different configurations here. It auto claims Sol. You can change the rounds. Like, you can say if you want to skip a round if it's not like the right EV. You got all these advanced settings, like super complex build. For me, at least, I thought it was a complex build, and trying to tackle this in my first go, honestly, I'm happy I did it. But at the time, I honestly, it made me want to rethink things a little bit. A game engine. That's pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool. I'm developing the back end as well. So it's front end and back. Front end is pretty much already done. The front end works perfectly fine. Now I'm kind of diving into more of the back end sort of stuff. And we can see here that it seems to have worked. Okay. I might need to test this out and do a little deposit. Have I got any money in here? Okay, I've got about $10 in this account. Let's see if I deposit, it works. Also, I need to check the withdrawal function actually. Should probably write a list. You know how everyone is kind of like a little different with like how they work? I feel like I've always been more of a, like, work in the morning kind of person. Like I like waking up early in the morning and just pumping out my work and smashing it out. I've never been the type of guy to want to work late. Like even in college and high school, when you're doing your assignments, it was always like, I need to do my assignments in the morning because as soon as it gets to nighttime, I ain't touching that shit. And I feel like I've just, you know, continued that philosophy. And I'm not sure if it's a good thing, but hey, it makes me wake up early. How are you developing the back end through the site? Probably because they would cost, and right now I'm just trying to get things through for completely free. Nah, you honestly, I think so. Replit has like authorization or OAuth or whatever you fucking developers like to call it, but it develops the whole thing, back end, front end, everything, right? And it can even host it for you on a pre-SQL server or whatever you call it. Probably butchering all this terminology. But Replit can build the whole thing, man. It builds the front and the back end. And honestly, I've probably spent like $2.5 grand. Like, look at this, dude. Look at all these. See all these invoices? I was showing the stream earlier, but all these invoices is literally me paying Replit like $50 to $100 every single day because I've just used it that much. Dude, look at it in this one day, 22nd of November, $55, $55, $55, $55, $55, $55. This one day I was just pumping out patch notes and updates. And so I definitely do need to find a new tool. But the thing is, once you start building a tool, like an app on a certain platform, it's really hard to switch, especially if you have zero dev experience. So, you know, I've told the stream, like I definitely, I know, dude, trust. The thing is, the bot that I made to build this was also bringing in money. Like, I'll show you right now. The ore miner app that I built was bringing in some good money, so it made it a bit more worth it. Like if I log in through the dev wallet, it's not the dev wallet. So this is the developer dashboard for my ore miner app, and it basically just updates constantly how much money it's made. It's loading, but you can see it's done 2,700 SOL in trading volume, which right now, if you were to look that up, Solana to USD, it's about $330,000, right? A lot of trading volume. And I got a tiny little slither because I get a 0.25% cut per transaction. So this would be $800. Now, obviously, it's nowhere near the amount that I paid to build it. But what I'm kind of hoping for in the future is that, you know, this is how much it costs to develop the app. But if the app continues to generate funds and income over the next couple months, then hopefully it pays itself off and I start going into a profit. That's what I'm hoping. Yeah, dude. I need to change my setup. I'm telling you, I know my setup is fucked. All right. I need to change that shit. See, you've got developer experience because you made games and stuff. So the thing is, I have literally zero experience. So that's why I jumped to Replit, because I was like, someone who has no experience, let me jump on something that just is super friendly, user friendly. So right now what I'm making, Aloni, is my background is in crypto. I've been in crypto pretty much my whole life. My brother made me buy Bitcoin when I was 15 years old. I'm 25 now, so basically the last 10 years been consumed by crypto. And Kalshi and prediction markets have been popping off lately, and they're the backbone of these prediction markets. I'm not sure if you're aware, is actually crypto. They try to hide it a little bit, so Web 2 and traditional finance can get involved, but the backbone of all the transaction processing and everything is actually crypto. And so it's really easy to make crypto tools for these applications. And Kalshi just launched their API, and it's all super documented and really well written, so it's really easy to create on top of. And this API stuff only came out within the last couple of weeks. So I feel like if you're quick to market, you'll be able to get a small little piece of the pie for prediction markets. And so I'm building like a Tinder style prediction markets swiping app where you can basically find markets to bet on. And yeah, that's basically the whole thing. That's the whole concept. And the reason why I think this is a good idea is because me, someone who's interested in prediction markets, I see this and I'm like, holy fuck, there's so much shit going on here, right? Like, which market do I press? It's almost like choice fatigue. There's just way too many options. I think Kalshi says there's over 1,000 different markets. So what if there was just an app that's super casual, bite-sized, let you just swipe left or right. You can wager $1. It even says down here what you'd make if you won. And that's the whole concept, man. That's literally it. Yeah, that's true. To be honest, it's more about experience from specific field, right? Because it's hard for me to think about the stuff you're doing, and it's easy for you since you have experience regarding that field. Now, you're 100% right. You're 100% right. The way that I look at it is like, it doesn't really matter the field. If you understand it, then you'll be able to add value to it in some way, right? Yo, what up, Tad HG? Just wondering where you got this idea. Was it from BridgeMind by chance? So I actually just got this idea myself because I have been just brainstorming a bunch of ideas on what to do next. And I saw this post. Kalshi basically made a post very recently saying that their API was available. And in that moment, I knew I had to jump on that shit because you can be one of the first to market, right? So yeah, that's basically how I came up with the idea. What up, Maxwell? How we doing? So just quickly, I'm basically building a Tinder style prediction markets betting swiping app where you can swipe no or yes on prediction markets. If you're not familiar, they look like this. You can kind of place money on a prediction. For example, highest temperature in LA today. If you think it's going to be above 71 degrees, you can bet yes. Basically, all of that combined into a Tinder style app. That's the whole concept. Yo, what up, Tad HG? So, quick little walkthrough into what I'm doing is basically I've got the UI working for the Tinder swipe prediction market app that I'm building. I just need to kind of fix the back end right now. And so I'm just trying to optimize the app to create an MVP so I can just launch the app and start bringing in users. But right now I'm just kind of fixing the back end. Everything works fine in the UI. As you can see, you can go down, the no and the yes works fine. UI is working fine. I just need to fix the back end because, like, look at withdrawal right now. Withdrawal doesn't even work. Deposits is working, I believe. yeah, deposits is working, but the withdrawal doesn't even work. So just kind of ironing out all these kinks, and hopefully we can go live maybe later today. Let's see. But I should probably run this through Gemini first, seeing as how well it handled the last prompt. Shout out Drew. This is so messy for me to help communicate with Replit. Would you say you need software development experience to be a better vibe coder? Bro, 100%. You don't understand how much shit is I have to go through because I have zero coding experience. But hey, I was able to build this entire app and it generated $800 roughly in volume, in revenue. So hey, if I can do it, you can do it, man. Billy Oof says, how is your app going to produce an income for you / investors? So basically how I make a profit, or how the app generates revenue, is same model that all the prediction markets and trading terminals use. Is they take a really small percentage fee. So I'm going to take like a really small percentage fee, and I'm betting on volume. Like if I can become a trending app and get like $100,000 in volume going through my application every single day, what's 1%? 1% of $100,000 is $1,000, you know, and that's all you need, right? And that's per day. So like if you were to do like, what's a realistic goal, I think, is my last app that I built, it generated roughly around, let it load, loading. Why is it taking so long? So it basically did this much Solana in volume, right? So if I was to put that here, $330,000 in the first month of volume. So if we were to do that into this app and take a 1% fee, that's 3,300 monthly recurring revenue. So the ore miner, it took a way smaller cut. It was like, instead of 1%, it was 0.25%. So a quarter of 1%. And that's how I was kind of generating my monetization. But so the margins are a lot lower with this specific app, because you know, you also got to look at the market and you got to understand like what is an amount that I'm okay to charge with ore and the ore protocol. There's a round happening every minute, so you don't want to charge too much, otherwise it can look a bit weird. But for prediction markets specifically, like if you look at Kalshi fees, like you can see Kalshi charges a mixed amount. Like it takes a 2% deposit fee, $2 flat fee per withdrawal. It does for a 0.01 contract, the fee might be 0.07 per 100 contracts. So near $50 it's around for 100 contracts. So they've actually got a dynamic fee. So they're taking like really small margins. So I think what I'll probably do is I'm going to play around with it. I think I'll start with like maybe 1%, and just see, like, are people happy with that? Because at the end of the day, like, you're a developer and you're providing a service, right? People need to pay you for that service. Like, you ain't doing this shit for free. So $100,000, like, dude, if my app generated $100,000 in volume, I'd be stoked. Man, every time I go on these tangents, I forget to look at the chat, and it's just like shit to read. So much shit to read. I'm a slow reader, man. Just curious, what is your cost currently on vibe coding tools like Claude? Are you monetized on YouTube, and how have you made your revenue to date? I really love these types of series. Hey, thanks, bro. So I'm not monetized on YouTube, nowhere near it actually. How I've made most of my money is in the last. I'm a bit of an entrepreneur. In the last like 5-6 years, I used to work a part-time job. But mainly how I made most of my money was through marketing. I got really good at helping projects market for their seed rounds and before they launched. And I was really good at creating hype. So much so to the point where I had a formula down pat where I was able to grow a Twitter account from 0 to 10,000 followers like really easily. Like, I just knew the formula. I knew who to hire. I knew what to do. I knew the exact steps you needed to take to grow a Twitter account to 10,000 followers. I just knew it. I knew it like the back of my hand. And I did it over and over again. I've probably done it for hundreds of projects at this point. And that's how I learned how to make my money and where my experience comes from in crypto. And you know, as of recent, I've had a bit of a break from all that. I'm like, fuck that shit. I don't want to work for other people anymore. I want to be my own boss. So I feel like I've got the marketing down pat a little bit. I just want to learn how to build my own shit now, because so far I've been helping other people who can build their own shit market. But if I can build my own shit, I already know how to market, so it should be easier. You know what I mean? And that's partly how I was able to get the Ore Miner app to generating $800 in its first month. I think just from fucking around and trying random shit, you know. We've got a solid little community here. We've got a little leaderboard of people making money with the app. And you know, I'm not promoting this app, by the way. You guys don't need to go and use it. This is purely just showing you what I've built and my experience. But yeah, hope that answers your question. Tad HG. Aloni is saying, how are you going to make the app reach that high? Any strategies for app promotion? Yeah, so the main strategy that I have right now is I'm going to release it on the Solana dApp store. So for those who aren't familiar, Solana has launched their own mobile, and it's called the Solana Seeker. And it is a very super non-competitive market right now. It's got about 200,000 orders. So there's about 200,000 people that own this phone. And the thing is, it has its own dApp store. You can see it right here, dApp store. And what it is, it's basically like a Play Store where you can download apps, like the App Store on your iPhone. But it's called the dApp Store, and it's specifically for crypto apps. Okay. Now, there's 200,000 people that have this phone, but there's only 180 apps on the dApp Store. So there's a huge opportunity right now to create an app, and it'll just get users. Like, for example, with the app that I just showed you, the Ore Miner, I turned that into an app because right now it's a web app. I'm saying the word so much. I'm going in circles. But the Ore Miner that I have is a web app, and I turned it into an Android app. And I uploaded it to the dApp Store. And in the first 2 days, it got 50 reviews. I had zero marketing whatsoever. So my main strategy is to just launch on the dApp Store because it's so little competition. Any half decent app stands out. So, you know, just make sure your app looks nice. everything works well, and I think it's got a good shot. And then the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to create a Twitter account. And just like I told you before, my experience is all about, growing accounts from 0 to 10,000 followers. So I have a really good grasp on Twitter, and that's where crypto likes to hang out. So, yeah, what I'm going to do is Twitter has this function called communities, Twitter communities. And there's communities there right now with like thousands of people where if you make a post and you decide to post it in a community, it'll show it to that group of people. And you might only get like a couple hundred people looking at your post to start, but if you keep posting, you'll become the authority for Twitter to push you to that community. So with this Tinder swipe app that I'm building, I'm planning to just create random content around, updates that Kalshi is making, random quirky little markets, anything that like people care about, right? Like I'm sure right now, if you went on Kalshi, you'd be able to find a quirky little market about Trump and, how long his toilet break's going to be or something, So I feel like there's always content you can make, and it's going to be completely organic. I don't really fuck with paid ads or anything like that. So yeah. Tried promoting on Reddit and Twitter yet? Yeah, Maxwell. Reddit is definitely a good place to promote, although I wouldn't really use it that much for this app, apart from the Kalshi prediction market and poly market subreddits. Maybe a post once a week, but won't really go further than that for Reddit. But yeah, Twitter's going to be my main focus. Drew said, knowing how to code, the Vibecoding is like you driving a car versus Lewis Hamilton driving that same car. Same tool, different skill ceiling. That's true. Mr. Lonely, not going to lie, that's some detailed info you have subscribed. Oh, thanks, bro. I appreciate that. Good to know that you guys don't think I'm just going on a crazy tangent right now. Sometimes I feel like I'm just talking a bit too much, All right. Anyway, let's get back to deving this shit. So the last thing that I asked. Let's pump this in here. Man, just get AI to code with AI, man. That's what Drew taught me. It's honestly changed my life. Currently the withdrawal button profile. You are doing the Feynman technique in real time, so it's positive. Cheers, bro. What's the Feynman technique? Never heard of this before. Powerful 4-step learning method named after physicists focused on deep understanding over memorization by explaining complex topics in simple terms. I didn't even realize I was doing that, but cheers. I actually remember that. Fuck, Drew. Yeah, I'm learning so much from you today, man. I hope you're getting something out of this stream, man, because I feel like I'm rinsing you of knowledge. Dude, Tad G, man. I don't know if you want to know what my tool costs are, dude. It's actually insane. Dude, they're so high. Look at this shit. $55 November 24th. $56 November 24th. $55 November 24th. Dude, honestly, don't recommend Replit, dude. If you actually build a production-ready app that is generating users, you're going to want to keep constantly updating and posting patches and shit, right? So you can see just in one day, I basically spent 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, $300 in a single day. Like, pretty crazy. But, you know, at the time, I thought it was worth it because the app was bringing in a lot of users and it was generating some solid revenue. So, you know, over the long run, I think I will be able to break even. But yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Bro, would you not get Claude Code Max? Like $200 and you get crazy usage. Yeah, honestly, I think I need to look into that. The problem that I have is like I've already built this prediction swipe app on Replit. So I kind of need to continue using Replit to complete this app. But yeah, once this project is done, I'm definitely going to switch over to Claude Code. I didn't realize how much of an idiot I was fucking using Replit, man. It's charging me an arm and a leg. Anti-gravity. I mean, I think I got to create a little list right now. So just so I don't forget, let's do it right now. Different vibe coding tools to try. All right. Hit me, guys. What am I doing? What tools am I using? So let's go Claude. The thing is, I want to use like wrappers, so I don't want to use Claude specifically, but like VO. Should probably do VO. We'll go Google. Is it Google AI Studio? Gemini. Anti-gravity. And I think that's kind of it, hey. These are kind of the main ones that I want to try. Is there another one? What about Lovable? I've heard good stuff about Lovable. Here. Versalvia, Firebase. I heard good things about Chef, but it's a bit dev heavy. Perplexity AI. Okay. Claude Max Plan. So anti-gravity lets you use Claude code for free, is what you're saying? Okay, that's pretty good. So anti-gravity, I think, yeah, these are definitely tried. The thing about Claude is that it is so much cheaper for what you get. You are getting it from the source. Right now you are using Replit, which is using these models and upping the price crazy. It has limited usage, anti-gravity, expensive as well. Okay. Yeah, I'm noticing that as well. Like Replit is like just a wrapper. Like it's just it still utilizes Claude, and I'm sure, and all these other AI coding tools, but it charges you out the wazoo for creating it and implementing it in this interface. Which, you know, when I first started, I was like, this is amazing, this is great. But now, as I'm running into my second and probably my third build soon, probably going to want to switch things up. Yeah, I'll be right back. I'm going to grab a snack to eat. It has limited use. Nope, 2 AI Pro accounts equals unlimited usage. Ah, so that's why you've got the 2 AI Pro accounts. And you got them for free through a student ID? Isn't that what you said? I remember seeing a YouTube video. About that. Eating yogurt right now. If you switched up your workflow and had the AI and had the agent create a full plan, task list, design system, you can just guide with stuff like, okay, next task, please. Okay. That's a good idea. So instead of you just having to come up with it yourself, it's just already doing that for you. Yeah, send me the link, Aloni. How is anti-gravity a bit more of a headache? Yo, Zarami, what up? A little recap? Let's do it. So basically, I'm working on... You can't send the link in here? That's all good. Alright, Zarami. Basically, I am building I'm not sure if you're familiar with prediction markets, but they've been blowing up lately. They're literally doing like billions of dollars in volume every single day, right? New market that has unlocked. And so with every new market that unlocks comes a whole array of new opportunities, right? So one of the recent opportunities that has arisen is Kalshi, which is the second biggest prediction market right now. The first is Polymarket, has just released their API. Now, what makes this a big deal is before then, no one could build on top of them. So you just had to go to Kalshi, use their website, and that was it. But now that they've released their API, it was within the last 2 weeks they released their API. Now that they've released their API, users can come and build on top of it. So I saw this as an opportunity because when I come to Kalshi, as someone who has never used prediction markets before, but wants to get involved, there's just way too many markets. Like, look at this. Like, there's so much shit going on here, right? So what if there was an app that you could use to kind of get an introduction or a gateway into prediction markets? And so that's what I'm building here, which is a Tinder style swiping app where you can swipe no or yes on prediction markets, and you can even skip. And the whole concept is you just put in $1, and every single time you make a bet, you're just betting $1. And it's just a fun little way to play a little game with a little bit of stakes. I don't have money in there right now, so it's not working, but that's how it works. And then you can come over here and you'll be able to see all your bets and you can move them around, and that's the whole concept. If that makes any sense. Yo, Drew, so are you just prompting Gemini to create that task list for you and then just pasting it into the AI coding tool? This is the tool. All right, everyone. So Aloni said you can get a free Google AI Pro account if you watch this YouTube video. So yeah, if that's something you're interested in, go have a look, check it out. I know it is doable because I've seen it myself. I was just too lazy to give it a go. So I might give this a crack later. But yeah, give this a go if you haven't yet. NetSec, quick and easy way to get one free Google AI Pro account. All good, Zirani. Hope you get comfy and stick around. These can give free accounts as you want. The reason it was difficult for me is I'm Indian, so they basically have 1 month free trial for everyone here. No student, 1 year. Damn, that sucks, man. You guys got it tough over there in India. So I had to use a VPN and make sure any account doesn't catch India's location, and these use Play Store on some Android to get the thing done with. Yeah, damn. Sounds like a process. Trading for Science, welcome to the chat, man. I have a SaaS idea that I'm working on, close to finish. Hopefully Monday I can launch it. Goal is to make 10K a month. What's the idea, bro? Hit us so I can steal it from you. Work on that shit myself, man. All right, let's test the deposit feature now. I'll actually do, what's this? The withdrawal feature is ready for testing. Would you like to log in and test it? Okay, actually, let's test the withdrawal feature first. It's a bit clunky. And I don't think you need that large amount. All right, let's try it anyway. You want to test it first, see if it works, and then improve. Withdrawal failed, no Solana wallet connected. Is this the right wallet? Oh, I'm on the wrong wallet. So this is okay. Let's try this again. What's really satisfying is like once you have built an app and it's doing well, you can just, with crypto, you can just come here and you can see like money kind of coming in. Like if you go to transfers, every minute I'm basically making, it doesn't look like a lot, but it's 4 cents every single minute. What's that per day? So 4 cents every single minute times an hour is $2.40, times a day is $57. Now 57.6 times 30 is $1,700. So it might not look like a lot of money, but 4 cents a minute ends up being $1,700 a month. So yeah, there you go. It's nice to it's just satisfying to look at, you know, you see all that. But anyway, let's not get distracted. Signing in with my wallet now. Okay. How long have I been streaming for? It's been... What are we on right now? Where do you even check? Yeah, no clue. I think it's been about 2 hours. Yeah, nice. This is my first ever stream, so, you know, any support would be greatly appreciated. A like, a subscribe. I think about you in my dreams. So the thing is, I've connected to Solana. Maybe let's refresh. Kaggle competitions. So Kaggle has currently a competition of $1.5 million prize, and I have a small plan in order to crack it through. But it's till April 26th, so I will give it a try in Jan. What's this Kaggle competition, man? Tad is asking, that app which ended up making you money, could you just end up leaving it there with no updates and still maintain users? Yeah. So I've basically got a content strategy where I've scheduled a post every single day for the next 30 days, and all my posts on Twitter get decent engagement. So you can check out my Twitter. It's called Cloudy. This is my Twitter, so Cloudy. And I basically make a post and people will see my bio and they can click on the ore miner and they can see everything here, and then they can go to the website. Just made a post recently talking about how I made it into an app, and it's now available in the Solana mobile app store, which is also generating a lot of new users. And yeah, I'm pretty confident that, you know, a little bit of updating here and there, but you don't need to go crazy, because like, dude, you see how much money I spent building this app. 22nd of November, I spent $50, $100, $150, $200, $250, $300 on this app. And so I've spent like thousands of dollars building this app. And so I'm kind of planning on not updating it too much now. I just want it to run, and I'm just going to keep marketing it and see if people can use my app. Did the withdrawal work? I don't think it did. Max. So it allows for a wallet. It's kind of annoying that I got to paste my wallet in here. Alright, so this is actually a problem. See, look at that. I don't know if you can see that right there, but where my mouse is, it costs $4.80 to implement this. Like, Replit is not cheap, man. I do not recommend it. As soon as I finish this build, I'm going to switch over to something else. All right. I think the biggest thing about vibe coding is just the debugging. You can get to your product pretty quickly, your prototype or your MVP, but it always comes down to the debugging. Like, it feels like when you fix one thing, the next thing comes. Might need to change this music up a little. It's kind of making me a bit sleepy. Yeah, let's change this shit up. Let's listen to some good shit. Honestly, Aloni, I don't actually think Google's going to change their policy, because if you think about it, right? Let me put the volume down. Aloni, I don't think Google's going to change their permissions and restrictions and stuff, because if you think about it, what is the most powerful group of people that you could have in moving forward? It's going to be the builders and developers of the next generation, right? So Google is essentially winning the hearts of developers and builders and entrepreneurs, and they've done it in a really clever way where they've made all their tools and services very easy to use. So if you were to build a tool through their AI coding tool, and that tool used another service like Gmail or another service like Google Drive, then they've created this little ecosystem of apps that developers have built where it's only using tools within the Google ecosystem. Where, for example, if I'm using Replit, I can use like all sorts of different tools and things, and it feels like there's a bit of a barrier to implement Google tools. But through the Google Gemini and Google AI Studio, I feel like they've made it easier for you to access Google's own suite of tools. And so, yeah, I feel like they're always going to keep it fairly cheap or accessible for people like us to use. So, yeah, I definitely need to explore it some more. So Drew is asking, what is OrMiner that you built exactly? What does it do? All right, so I'll give you a rundown. So Ore Supply is a new app that launched in crypto, and it basically has just blown up. Okay, like if you go to and look at crypto apps volume, you can see it's right here, number 9 in 24-hour revenue. I don't know if you can see it right here. Number 9 in 24-hour volume, right? This used to be a lot higher. At one point, it was like 3rd or 4th. And so whenever a new application launches and pops off, there's always a lot of opportunity, I feel, to jump on that trend and bandwagon and build tools for it. So put simply, what ore supply is if you think of Bitcoin mining, I'm not sure if you've ever looked into it, but the way Bitcoin mining works is back in the day when Satoshi Nakamoto first launched Bitcoin in 2009, what he did was he made Bitcoin mining accessible to people with computers. And the way it worked is you would be able to mine Bitcoin from your laptop, and you could just mine it, right? But nowadays, Bitcoin mining has gotten so difficult and so competitive that it's only really available to, the mining farms and the big corporations, because you have to buy these big machineries. And if you really break down what Bitcoin mining is, essentially what it is you are spending money on a machine so it can process numbers, a string of numbers. And if you are lucky enough, you will have processed the correct string of numbers to then claim the Bitcoin within a block. That's how Bitcoin mining works, right? It's basically decoding this complex algorithm to figure out what the string of numbers is that is correct to mine a block. It's basically like a lottery. So what ore supply has done is it's stripped everything back, and it's gone, fuck paying for a Bitcoin miner, fuck paying for electricity bills. Just pick a tile and place your money on it. And every single minute, it'll randomly generate a winner. And this simple concept has just blown up. For the normal person, you might look at this and it just looks like a roulette table. But the way that they've branded it and the way that they've pushed this out towards the crypto community has made a really big impact on how it's perceived. So much so to the point where, it's the 9th biggest revenue generator in all the crypto. And so what my bot does that I built, the ore miner, is basically right now you have to manually select all these tiles. They have an auto function over here, but there isn't much customizability. You basically still have to randomly either selects a number of tiles or it keeps your selection on the same block. So what ore miner does is it gives you way more customization while keeping things automated. So here, it also shows you analytics and data. So for example, you can see there's less money being deployed on certain blocks, like on this block, for example. So if you were to have put your money on this block and you won, then you would have split less you would have basically earned more money. I feel like I'm explaining this really retardedly. But the way it works is once a winning tile is picked, what happens after that is all the losing tiles, all the money that was put on these losing tiles goes to the winning tile plus one ore. Ore is about $100 right now. So it's like you get a little extra. And you can see how many users are in each tile. And the amount of money that you put on each tile is the, share of that tile that you get. And so the strategy here is you want to pick tiles that have less, money in them, because then your share will be higher. So yeah, people want to use tools like this because it gives you access to strategies like that. And yeah, there's, you can see here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different automated strategies, where if you go on the actual ore supply site, there's only one. So yeah, that's the whole concept. People like it. They're using it. Yeah. Let me get this music back on. Let's check if this withdrawal works now. Yo, this is a good sign. This is a good sign. Yes! Withdrawals are working. Did it come in? Update, update, update. Update. Yes. Sweet. Withdrawals are working. But at the moment, I don't like how I have to paste my wallet in here. So I'm going to ask if it can just remove. Let's remove pasting the wallet and allow and automatically select the wallet address that the user has connected with. This creates a smoother UX. Alright. I think next thing now is to what do I have planned? Improve withdrawal flow by automatically selecting. Alright, let's see if this works. Wait, what? Maybe I need to refresh it. want it to display the connected wallet address by default. It is not doing right now. I got a video coming out about the ore miner, by the way. It'll go into much more detail on like the build process and all the challenges that I faced while building it and stuff as well. So stay tuned for that video. It'll come out in the next coming days. Yo, F15, what up, bro? How you doing? How long did Ore Miner take to build to a revenue earning level? So it took about 1 week to build the whole tool, and the moment I built it, I was able to start generating revenue. I remember when I released it, it was like 1 a.m. at night, and I woke up the next morning to like 15 new users. And at that point, all I'd done is just made a post about it. It really depends, man. It depends on the niche, of course, but I feel like since I'm very familiar with crypto and Twitter, I'm able to put posts in the right spots in front of the right people to get maybe what some people would consider a bigger lead than they would normally get if they were to do it. Yes, this is perfect. Alright, nice. Let's see if the deposit works. Permission now. Permission now. Just deposited soul into my wallet and it. I see what's happened here. To my wallet and it did not convert any USDC into my wallet. I was hoping for it to be automatic, not manual like this. It is poor user experience. User deposits. Unsold, it's 2%. But if user deposits 0.1 sol, it's closer to 10%. Now I'm gonna probably put this through Gemini just to make sure we don't create something better. Right now 0.02 sol, a bit high for someone who only puts in sol. So let's create a more dynamic approach. Create Yo, what up, SG? Vibecode streaming is a thing now. I guess so. I mean, I vibecode every day, so I thought, why not stream about it, you know? Doesn't hurt not to. Odds on we tag team on something like this, your crypto knowledge and my development knowledge. Yeah, I'd be open to it, man. I'm always open to that shit. Feel free to flick me a DM. You got my deets now. We can talk about it. Aloni said, can you suggest some community platforms that are supportive for new tech softwares and launches? I don't really know any, man. To be honest, like I'm super new to this stuff as well, right? Like I've only been developing apps for the last month now. Like I'm super fresh to this. You probably know more than me. So yeah. Like I'm not a pro yet, I wouldn't say. It seems code quality is non-existent in vibe coding. Hey dude, I wouldn't even know. Hey, I know zero. I literally know zero coding. I don't know how to dev at all. I have zero knowledge in code. So vibe coding is like my only way to build software, you know? Yo, we just reached 1,140 subscribers. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it, guys. Feels 1,141 subscribers now. Whoever that latest subscriber was, I appreciate you. Maybe we have a little goal. What should I aim for? 1,200? Let's aim for 1,200 today. That would be insane. Do live stream viewers watch like YouTube videos, or are you guys more like just watch live stream? Like, cause I guess for me, I mainly watch like YouTube videos. Like I'll spend an entire hour just watching YouTube videos. I've got like a Netflix subscription and like Disney and stuff, but I don't even use it these days. I literally just watch YouTube videos, and I'm just wondering, like, do you guys watch YouTube videos as well, or is it mainly live stream? Like, what's the go? Yo, Rasul, what up? So currently I am building a prediction market Tinder swiping kind of tool that basically uses the Tinder swipe mechanism interface, and you can swipe no or yes, and you're basically wagering $1 every single time you do. That's basically the whole concept. Yeah, welcome to the stream. It's better to not know code, huh? First day discovering vibe streams. You're genuinely shocked and horrified. Hey, hopefully you'll come back to one of my streams in like a week or two and you will be like 1% less horrified, man. That's the goal. That's the goal here. Like my workflow is literally just prompting Replit, and if I feel like the problem's a bit more difficult, then I'll go to Gemini. Shout out Drew, and it'll help me kind of construct the .md, which I can copy back into Replit. As so. Everybody know. Yo, what up, Doc for Life? How you doing, man? Have I tried anti-gravity? I have been recommended it. So if you look at my little janky little list here, then you can see that I've got a bunch of different tools that I'm going to try out. So yeah, if you got any recommendations for anything, let me know, man. But yeah, a lot of people talking about anti-gravity. I'll have to check it out for sure. Hope you guys have been liking the music. What am I building? So I'm basically building, I'm not sure if you've heard of prediction markets, but they've been popping off lately. And, you know, one of the biggest issues for me as someone who wants to get into prediction markets is there's way too much choice. You get choice fatigue. There's just way too many markets. I think Kaushi said there's over 1,000 different markets you can bet on. So I'm working on an app that uses the Tinder interface. So you can basically just get sent a bunch of markets and you can swipe. You can skip, you can swipe no, you can swipe yes. And that's the whole concept. And you can set a little wager here. So $1 or you can go 100. And basically every time you swipe yes or no, you're wagering $1. And it's just meant to be a fun little casual betting game. Yeah. That's the whole concept. Is it even legal? Yeah, no, it is. So Kaoshi's already, if you look at Kaoshi's documentation, they've basically made it so that they're not a casino or a betting company, because it's a completely different new market. And so they're accessible in like basically every state. I know Poly Market is like a bit bigger of a prediction market, and they're currently not accessible in Australia, where I'm from, and they're not accessible in America. But Kaoshi has been able to gain legislation, so yeah, it's perfectly legal, and yeah, it's basically just running through the API docs, which is vetted and everything. So yeah, I've also got a business that it's obviously registered under, so yeah, nothing illegal, nothing sus going on here. You don't need a license because it's not a casino. Yeah, you could say that I am. So I've actually already built an app recently, which is already generating some revenue. This is called Ore Miner, and it's basically an auto miner for this application called Ore Protocol. And if you look at my dev wallet, you can see I've got users using it right now. And every time a user uses it, I take a little fraction of a fee. So for example, you can see here, I made 14 cents or 2 cents or 1 cent. And it might not sound like a lot, but this happens every single minute. So 14 plus 3 is 17, 18 cents, right? It might not sound like I'm making a whole lot of money, but that's 1 cent. This is 18 cents, but in 60 minutes, that's $10, right? 60, wait, I did this wrong. And then if you times that by 24, that's $250. Times that by 30, your app is generating thousands of dollars per month. So yeah. Cheers, Doc. Appreciate it. I think AI is a really good way to make the initial prototype. So, the Ore Miner tool that I built, I wouldn't say it's like super scalable. It could probably handle like 50 to 100 users. I know it can because I've seen it do that, but is it so scalable that you can probably bring in thousands of users? I don't know. But it kind of depends what your app is being used for as well. Like if your app is just a simple note-taking app and you upload it onto the Play Store or the Apple App Store, then I'm sure that would be fine. That should be able to handle, enough users. But it all depends on what your app is and who it's built for. I think eventually what you'd want to do is you'd want to kind of replicate the app and send it to a dev team once you're generating a bit of revenue. That's at least my strategy. Because think about it this way, right? Let me pause on music. Think about it this way. Up until this point, the only method that we've ever known is to hire a team or dev something. I mean, if you can do it yourself, do it yourself. But for me, it's hire a team or hire a dev and then build a tool, release it to the market. And then once you release it, you then find out, okay, can I get paying customers or not? But this is flawed because it can take so long to build an app. Like these apps that I've built, it took me a week, but I bet if I hired someone, it could take me way longer. I work long shifts, I do 10, 12, 14 hours a day. So I'm able to pump it out. but I guarantee you that the dev that I hire isn't going to work a 14-hour shift. You know what I mean? So there's a difference in how quickly you can produce because you're the only one dependent on the job. And I think AI vibe coding brings this new element of marketing where you're able to test out a product. If you have an idea, you can now build the product within a week, test it out, see if it works. And if it does work and it starts generating revenue, then you can hire a dev to then help you out. Getting a call. Answer him later. But yeah, I think it's big opportunity for sure. And it's kind of how I'm playing it. But yeah, so basically for new streamers coming in, the app that I'm working on right now is for prediction markets. Prediction markets have blown up right now. I'm sure if I searched up like prediction markets volume, it would be high. Let's see if this works. Look at that, $140 million in the last 24 hours. Polymarket is also really high. It's just not showing properly. But prediction markets are blowing up right now, and Kalshi just released their API and made it available. So I think that there is an opportunity to build on top of prediction markets right now. And so I'm building a Tinder style swipe app where you can swipe yes or no. You can skip, and this will basically give you a bit of a gateway into prediction markets for someone who's not very familiar to it, like me. And yeah, I feel like it's like a fun little casual bite-sized game with a little bit on the line because you're actually wagering like a small amount of real money, you know? What's happened here? So yeah, I've basically already built the app. I'm just debugging it right now. SG says, how are you finding the customers? So my background is in crypto marketing. I got really good. I've been in crypto since I was 15. My brother made me buy Bitcoin, and yeah, ever since then it's changed the trajectory of my life because I have just focused on crypto, and I got really good at understanding the market and how people react to certain things. And you know, I tried some shit out and I learned how to grow Twitter accounts, and I got really good at growing Twitter accounts from 0 to 10,000 followers. And I got really good at just that one little thing, which is growing from 0 to 10,000 followers. I knew who to hire. I knew what to post. I knew the sort of messaging to put out. And so I started doing this for other projects and my own projects, and was able to make a bit of money. And through that experience, I've been able to generate customers for the apps that I build. I specifically build apps around crypto. Anything outside of that, I'm not really that good in, but anything to do with crypto, I feel like I have a really good understanding of how to market. So yeah. Yeah, the thing is AI, I feel like AI isn't very efficient, but you know, for someone who hasn't really got much coding experience at all, it's like all I've got, and it's all I can kind of resort on. So yeah, you got to make do with what you got sometimes, man. Will Elon Musk be a trillionaire before 2029? What are we thinking? Yes or no? I'm going to go, damn, 70. I think these stats are actually wrong. And the way I'm going to check that is over here. Is that going to work? I need to find the exact market. Will Elon Musk Oh, I feel like it was there just a second ago. Okay. Damn, it's that high. But I think this is wrong. Oh no, it's accurate. It's like 1% off. Okay, cool. Good to know that the percentages are working. Sweet. All right, let's turn the music back on and lock in. So at the moment, I'm just using Replit, which I know Replit is hella outdated and there's better tools out there, but I started using Replit for this app and it's really hard to switch over. So I'm just staying on Replit for now, but I'll probably start using something else for my next project. But yeah, using Replit at the moment. So let's try and withdraw and try again. Cool, withdrawal worked. So it's making me have to manually refresh, but I'm wondering if it could auto refresh. That way users aren't confused. Or the withdrawal just doesn't work. You know, that's an option as well. Yeah, the withdrawal didn't work. Interesting. Hey, we all have our skill set, SG. I feel like my skill set has always been the marketing side. So this is me learning how to, I guess, code for the first time. And, you know, it's a bit tricky, but I feel like you learn shit. But yeah, just see my messages with my beautiful mum. Alright. Okay. Did this work? No, it did not. Withdrawal. After withdrawing my fees, after withdrawing, the app said transaction approved, but nothing came out of my wallet. Let's see if I can get a screenshot. Because there is no fees being paid. Please look into it. Maybe we are not leaving enough behind for fees. Need to leave at least 0.01. So when users are clicking max, remove 0.01 from the total. Man, I'm a messy prompter too. Yeah, my code review is literally testing the UI. Like I told you, bro, I have zero coding experience, so this is as good as it gets for me. All right, my brother's nagging me to call him, so I'm probably going to end it there. This is my first ever live stream, so thanks for participating and checking me out. I really appreciate it. I think moving forward, I'll probably set longer times. Like I can pump these out for 10 hours straight. So yeah, thanks for joining the live stream, guys. I really appreciate it, and you've motivated me to want to keep doing this. So yeah, I'll probably be here every single day, and I'll catch you. Drew, I'll hit you back up. Peace out, guys. Bye.